What's wrong with the blacks?
I don't think you can generalize at all.
What do you mean?
I don't think you can generalize.
How about generalize?
What's like saying what's wrong with the Jews? What's wrong with the Hispanics? What's wrong with the whites? What's wrong? They're individuals who are not doing good things. They're individuals who don't take responsibility for themselves, and they're individuals who are somehow troubled people.
But it's the blacks who are crying for DEI and affirmative action. They're blaming the whites and everybody for their problems, and they're angry, and they're this. What's wrong with the blacks?
What's wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with them as a group of people. I think there may be individuals who have real issues.
Really? What do you think about the attack upon whites in America today?
Attack on whites?
Yes.
I don't think that's correct. I don't think there should be an attack on any race.
Yeah. So what do you think about the fact there is an attack upon white people, especially white men? What do you think about the attack upon the whites?
Well, I think unfortunately there's kind of an attack maybe on men in general in the attempt to sort of neutralize us, maybe feminize us to some extent, and I don't think that's correct. I don't think we need to change who we are. We just need to be responsible people. We need to be sympathetic people, and I think we need to go forth in this world and extend love to people and respect.
When you see the attack upon the whites, for example, they brought in the DEI thing, they took out all the qualified white men out of the military, out of the flying thing, airplanes and air
Did they take
control.
them out? They really took them out
Yes.
of those positions?
Yeah.
That I wasn't aware of.
Oh, yeah. And they call them racist, and they blame the white man for everything. What do you think about that? Is that right to do?
Well, I don't think I accept your premise, that this happened. I haven't seen the evidence that happened. So,
really? You're a smart man. You write books.
I do write books.
You're a CBS executive.
Former
CBS executive. They can't fire you. Already fired.
They never fired me, Jesse. No, they didn't fire me.
You're not there.
We had a nice, amicable parting of the ways.
Right,
believe me.
Right.
It turned out to be very good.
He was not fired. I mean, like he's gone, retired. But so
I'm glad you told your viewers that.
Yeah.
I was not fired.
But
Let me make this clear. I was not fired.
That's right. But you haven't noticed the attack upon white people?
I've told you what I've noticed. The attack on men.
But how about whites?
I don't notice that, no.
Really? And why not?
I don't notice that attack.
Oh.
Who's attacking me?
You're not white.
What am I?
I thought you said you were Jewish.
So I'm not white at all. My skin is not
Well, you're
Caucasian.
a white Jew.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But you haven't noticed the attack.
No.
Do you love white people?
Yes.
And you haven't noticed the attack on your loved ones?
No.
What do you think about the attack on the Jews? There been some major over in New York. I don't know if you know about this. The Allah Abba people shouting from the ocean to the sea, right? Is it ocean to the sea or?
No, it's from the desert. It's from the desert to the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the ocean and the sea are pretty much the same thing.
Right?
So if they're going the ocean to the sea,
that means that they almost have you there. But
they probably do.
Yeah. What did you think about the attack?
That's not good at all. Jesse, it's not good. You know that's not good.
I know it's not
Why
good.
are you asking me these questions? It's so obvious. It's so obvious when you say, of course you don't want any group to be singled out and attacked. It's inhuman.
Right.
Somehow there are people in our society that have the need, or they feel the need, to make themselves feel better by attacking others.
It's hatred.
Yeah, it is hatred. It's anger.
And the reason I asked, because I noticed that with the whites, nobody seemed to really notice the attack on white people, and they're afraid to say it. But if it's an attack on anyone else, everybody notices, right? But they don't notice the white people. And this is a white country founded by white people, created by white people. But for some reason, and I've been trying to get it understood, I ask everybody, but no one can really tell me why, or if they notice or not. Why do you think that is?
Why do I think that no one's talking about attack on the whites?
Yes.
Well, I think people are talking about it if they believe that, such as yourself. But again, I don't think I necessarily accept your premise that there's an attack on all white people. You know, that's something that you're putting forth, and you're asking me these questions. But within the question, I think is somewhat of a faulty premise.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you believe racism exists?
Absolutely.
And where's your proof?
No, I think racism exists from all races toward other races. I think there's some people who, because of another person's ethnicity, they're critical of them, or they don't like them. So if you want to call that racism, I would call it that.
Why not call it what it is? It's hatred. And
Okay.
not racism.
Well, I think it's synonymous.
When you
Hatred.
call it racism, it sounds like something you can't resolve, right? But if you call it anger or hatred, you can overcome that.
Absolutely,
if you want to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, I think it's synonymous.
Racism doesn't exist. And I grew up on a plantation under Jim Crow. Black people never had the word racism until the civil rights movement came along. Do you agree with me that one of the worst things that ever happened to the blacks was the civil rights movement, other than abortion?
No.
You don't agree?
No.
Why not?
Well, because maybe at the time, and again, I'm not a student of history, maybe at the time, there were people who felt that they were being subjugated, and they needed someone to help them realize that they wanted equality. Now,
but that wasn't true, though. It only came, and I was there.
okay, well, but that's your experience.
And that idea only came about because of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and all those people. Black people were not thinking that way prior to someone telling them to think that way.
Once again, Jesse, I'm not sure I accept that premise.
And it wasn't
Because-
premise, I was there.
Okay, well, that was your experience.
So everybody around me was like that.
Okay, well, again, you're telling me something that is absolutely your truth.
Is it amazing?
It's not empirically provable.
It's not my truth. I don't have a truth.
What do you have?
Nothing.
So you're a provocateur. That's what this is all about.
What's a provocateur?
Provocateur.
What's that?
You like to provoke.
No.
No, you want to provoke a situation. You want to provoke a response.
No.
And by setting up certain premises, you're hoping to elicit a response that's going to perhaps be incendiary, that's going to inflame people.
See, I told you I'm black and slow. I didn't even know I was doing that. That's not my intent.
Well, you remember Howard Cosell, the great sports guy.
Yeah.
And they used to say he was a provocateur. He would say something that would get a rise out of somebody. And it was fun journalism. It was okay. It would get people talking. And he would say things that were controversial. And if you say things that are controversial, you're going to have people come down on both sides of the issue. And then what you're going to do is create tension, abrasion, and fighting between them. But we're fighting over what? Out of a notion, out of a concept.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be.
Right. Did Howard know that he was doing that? Was he doing it intentionally, or just the way he was? And other people said that about him, but it's not the way he thought about it.
No, I think he definitely knew that because he was a highly intelligent man. Right. He also knew that he had information maybe that you didn't. So he would rail against a particular person or say something on the sports media. He didn't mind being at the center of controversy. And yes, he would be provocative, even if maybe he said things that other people might not have said because that was his truth. If he questioned Muhammad Ali, why, champ? Why are you not going to fight Joe Frazier? Yeah. Whatever that was,
like him.
It was putting a microphone in someone's face in order to get a reaction.
Oh, amazing!
So that's a provocateur.
Oh, thank you. See, I told you I was black and slow. So I got to ask, because of time, were women created to lead or to follow?
I think Women are created to be great beings.
And were they created to lead or to follow?
I think women can do whatever they want to do as long as they're happy and fulfilled.
And were they created to lead or to follow?
I think that's the third time you asked me that question.
You didn't answer it.
I did. I answered it. I didn't give you the answer you wanted.
No,
I think as long as they're happy and they're fulfilled, I think they should do whatever they want to do.
But I didn't ask you if they were happy and fulfilled. I'm asking, were they created to lead
Right,
or
but
to
that's
follow?
my answer. That's my answer.
Would you ever follow a woman?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Babe.
And where she's trying to take me.
Amazing. So
We're having a good time, Jesse.
you really would follow a woman?
Jesse. Yes, I would follow a woman.
Really?
Yes.
Would you ever marry? Oh, I don't believe. I believe that men should not marry educated women
Oh, okay.
because educated women don't make for good wives and mothers. Do you agree with me on that?
I do not.
And why not?
Because I think that educated women can make fantastic wives and mothers.
How? They don't though.
Well,
Because they're in competition with their women are already jealous of men, right? And so they're in competition with their husband. I even know men that stay home and be the wife and the mother, pretend, while the wife go out and work. Isn't that beta?
yeah. That's alpha, beta, zeta, data, and delta.
Would you ever do something like that?
No.
And don't you think men are weak for doing that?
I think if that's what they need to get over, they should do it.
Oh.
If men think that that's what they need to do, they should get over. They should do it.
But what kind of man would think that though?
I don't know. That's
they
not the
call
way
them-
I would. That's not the way I think.
And they call themselves
House husbands.
What a beta, huh?
House husbands. Yeah. Okay.
Is that a mess?
I don't know. Maybe their testosterone is low.
Should men play in women's sports?
No.
All right. That's one thing the president did. He changed that law.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I can't imagine having a daughter or daughters and have them participate in a sport, or a man who's genetically a man is playing alongside them and competing against them.
And should women be allowed to play in men's sports?
Well, they don't want to.
Should they be allowed?
Interesting. No.
Nice.